First Coast Comedy, he said, as the crowd went wild. He said, as the crowd made futuristic spaceship noises. All right, hey everybody, let me do a quick survey. By show of hands, who has never been to see a show here at First Coast Comedy before? Never seen a show? A decent number of us, put your hands down. All right, now by show of hands, who is seeing a show here at First Coast Comedy, but for your very first time tonight? Good, there's almost the same number of hands. Well, for those of you who do not know, what we do here at First Coast Comedy is most of the time when people think about comedy, they think about stand-up comedy, which is somebody who thought out a bunch of jokes, pre-planned them, wrote them down, perfected them, crumpled up the paper, and then wrote them down again, worked up the courage to get on stage and tell those jokes. Now, that's not what we do here. We don't specialize in stand-up comedy here. This is a completely improvised comedy show, an improv comedy show, meaning that you paid money to see a show that we did not bother to make a plan for. That's your fault. So, in order to do that, I'm going to have to get a bunch of suggestions from you, the audience. Hey, say that with me. You, the audience! One more time. You, the audience! Throughout the course of the show. So let's do a little practice of that. Let's say I go to anybody over here. If you feel like I'm looping you in the loop, I am. Anybody over here, I want you to think of your favorite color and shout it out on 3. 1, 2, 3, go! Purple! Purple, I heard most loudly and clearly. I would take the suggestion of purple. I'm going to anybody in this middle section here. And I'd say anybody in the middle section, I want you to think of an animal you might find in a barnyard and shout it out on 3. 1, 2, 3, go! Sheep. I heard sheep most loudly and clearly. I would take the suggestion of sheep and then we'd use it in the game. I might go to anybody in this section over here, anybody over here. I'd say, anyone over here, I want you to think of your mother's maiden name and your social security number. 1, 2, 3. She got one of the first ones. All right, so that's how suggestions are gotten. When you have a suggestion, do shout it out loudly and proudly, as I will always try and take the very first thing that I hear. Now, another thing you need to know is because I am asking you to shout things out throughout the course of the show, notice that there are both adults and children here, and realize that that's a fact you need to know as you're considering and choosing what words you're going to shout out throughout the show. We're going to do a clean show. Sounds good? Sounds good? Here at First Coast Comedy, we do a show for everybody. Who's the show for? The show's for everybody. And knowing that, here's another thing. At various points throughout the show, I might ask for the help of one or more fun-loving audience volunteers. That is people who would want to come up here and actually come up on the stage and help the players in a game. So, knowing that, and of course, knowing at First Coast Comedy, if you try and volunteer somebody else, you become the volunteer yourself. But knowing that, who thinks that later you might be interested, not committing to anything, might be interested in volunteering for a game? I see 1 hand, I see 2 hands, I see 3, I see 4. You can't volunteer other people, so you'd be volunteering yourself. I see 5. I see 6. All right, give it up for the bravest among you! The bravest among you! Now, for those of you who did not raise your hand, I know why you didn't raise your hand. I've been doing this for a while. I can read your mind. The reason that you didn't raise your hand is because at some point in your life, you saw a video on the internet of a comedian being mean to somebody. And you're like, I'm not going to give him the opportunity. Ha ha! Well, let me tell you this. I said earlier that this is not a stand-up comedy show. Stand-up comedians are known for picking somebody out in the audience and picking on them and all that. We don't do that. Because unlike stand-up comedians, a stand-up comedian does a show, and then the next night he performs in Cincinnati, and the next night he's in Seattle, then Milwaukee, right? That's not us. We got basically the same cast of people here every single Friday and Saturday. So in other words, if we were mean to you, we'd be really easy to find. So our strategy is the opposite. If you choose to volunteer and help us out in the game, you will be glad that you did it. We will make you the envy of everybody here. You will leave the stage glowing with happiness, gladness that you made the decision. And you'll win a prize. Ooh. Yes. Now the prize is random. It's one of a couple different things. It could be a brand new, fresh out of the package, never used iPad. Ooh. It could be a free pass to come back to a future show. Which is the one you're vying for. So knowing that if you volunteer, you'll be really glad. You'll feel the feeling of joy after doing it, and you will win a prize. Who thinks that you might be interested in volunteering later? And if it convince any more people, any new people. Okay? I think it's one hand, two hands that were different from before. All right. So give it up for the people who can change their mind when new information is presented. Yes. Good. All right. So, that's really all we need to know before we get started. Now, I feel really warmed up because I've been standing here shouting at all of you for several minutes. The players backstage are warmed up. I know that. There's one more group of people who needs to get warmed up. Who could it be? Oh, it must be you, the audience. Very good. So the way that we do that here at First Coast Comedy is something we call the clapometer, or if you're British, the clapometer. And it works like this. We start at a 1 and we work our way up to a 10. A 1 is, I would describe it as either like a nice polite golf clap, or you're at a live stage production of Peter Pan and you don't care about Tinkerbell's fate. Right? People who have seen that get, okay, whatever. Thud. All right, but every time we say the next number, the level of applause, enthusiasm, cheering, hooting, and hollering needs to double. This is an exponential increase up to a 10. And then the players will come out here and we'll start the show. So, sound good? Yeah. Excellent, very good. We gotta earn it. We'll start at a nice, like a theater level 1. Edison. And 3.
Your players for First Coast Comedy. Woo! And your host, Alex Greenman. Let's welcome our Bateman, Russell Lexer, Johnny Kalinowski, and Brenda. Robert Green, like I said before, your host, Alex Greenman.
All right, hey, give it up to the players, everybody, give it up to the players. All right, we're going to jump right into the action. Let me get all the players up here for the game of story. So, from somebody in this section, I want to know the name of somebody sitting in this section. Jake. Jake? Where's Jake? You're Jake? Hey, Jake. We're going to tell a story about Jake. All right. From somebody in this section. What's something exciting that a person might do in their life? Like go skydiving or rock climbing or...
Ski.
Giving birth.
I wonder where he got that idea from.
I heard skiing. Excellent. What would be, from this section, what would be the most dangerous place to go skiing?
Desert!
The desert! All right. The name of the story is Jake Goes Skiing in the Desert. He is a true novel man. So, here's how this is going to work. I'm going to be pointing at a player. That player will be talking and telling the story. I'll pull my finger away. I'll point at a new player. That player will begin immediately picking up from where the previous player left off, whether that is in the middle of a sentence or even in the middle of a word. And the story will continue on in that fashion. Every round, every chapter of the story, we're going to add an element to make the game more difficult for the players. But for the first round, we're just going to find out the beginning of the story, which is Jake goes skiing in the desert. All right. Jake, you're going to remember all this very well. All right, here we go. Players, are you ready?
Yes!
And begin.
Jake decided it was time to do something different in his life. So he grabbed
his skis and he went to the desert out in Arizona.
In Arizona, they weren't known for ski resorts, so Jake had a hard
Time finding a place to ski. He went all the way to Mesa, the high top spot of Arizona.
But he was able to resort that would accept him and his need to ski in the desert. So the next morning, he packed
his bag with all kinds of granola bars and Cliff Bars and
Other snacks that were good for ski time. He didn't know that he was gonna
Find his true love on the sandy slopes of
Arizona. There was a little ski bunny who lived there. Her name was
Jasmine. And she also had the need for friendship. So Jasmine the ski bunny said,
hey, you look like you're not from around
here. Why don't we go down this sandy
the slope together.
All right, give it up for the players. Are you here with Jake tonight? Is your name Jasmine? Okay. You know how your story ends for Jasmine. What is your name, by the way? Jen? Okay, well. All right, so we're going to make this game a little bit more difficult. In this round, I'm going to make the game more difficult in two ways. First of all, this now becomes an elimination game. What that means is, if a player continues talking after I pull my finger away, they will be... Out there! Everybody say and do that with me. Put your hands in the clappatory position, and we will go. They will be... Out there! If a player does not pick up exactly where the previous player left off, they will be... Out there! If a player does something that doesn't make grammatical sense, they will be... Out there! And if a player accidentally spits on anybody in the front row, they will be... Wet! They'll be wet. All right, so... for one, it's going to be an elimination game, but also we're going to add some endowments. From somebody in this section, give me a feeling you enjoy feeling. Happy. Makes sense, all right. From somebody in this area over here, give me a feeling you don't like to feel. Angry. All right, and now I go out among the hoi polloi. From somebody in the back, give me any other feeling. Okay, frazzled. Very good. And from this section over here, give me a way, not so much a feeling, but like a way you would describe someone's personality. Grumpy. Very good. And from anybody at all, one more either personality description or feeling or a way a person is. And I heard scared. All right. So here's what's going to happen. The players are going to continue telling the story, but they have to tell the story through the lens of this endowment. Let's get a quick neutral voice review. We got
Happy.
angry.
frazzled,
grumpy.
scared.
very good. All right, this is chapter 2. Jake is on the slope with Jasmine. Players, are you ready?
Yes!
And begin.
Jen arrived in Arizona. Who is this Jasmine you are with? I demand to...
no right now because I just all of a sudden, and then Jasmine was here. You watch out, please watch out. Look behind you.
I couldn't see well before. Jake was a little unsure of what Jasmine was trying to do, so he said,
You cut me off on that hill back there, and I'm frustrated about it. So next time you be careful, you granola
Eating friend. Just go beep beep next time you cut me off, okay? And Jasmine was like,
Oh, that's all right. I'm sorry. It's all my fault. But hey, we can.
He got lost. Johnny is. All right. That was fun. Let's get some new and different endowments. From anybody over here.
confusion.
Well, hold on. I appreciate the enthusiasm. From anybody over here, give me a well-known European accent.
I don't know.
Somebody said Dutch? Dutch. Very good. Somebody over here, give me another accent.
British.
British. Very good. And give me another one.
Indian.
Australian. And once again, I go out amongst the peons. Give me another accent. I heard Scottish. All right, Scottish. All right, very good. Let's quickly review. We've got
Dutch.
British.
Australian.
Scottish.
All right, very good. And players, are you ready?
Yes.
And begin.
So Jake decided, Jen and Jasmine, I'd like for the two of you to be great friends, and I think it'd be a lot of fun if we just...
Decided together that we would all go up and get a nice cup of tea on the mountain, all right? Jen was like, it's really more of a hill.
Aye, and so there, we climbed up the hill, and we decided there we're gonna find some tea. And with the tea,
Okay. She doesn't even believe her own accent. Jazz is out there.
I was still.
I tell you what, Adam, you get to keep Dutch because you never got to use it.
Fair.
But from anybody over here, give me either a cartoon character or a celebrity with a very, very recognizable way of talking. I heard Goofy, and I heard Christopher Walken. We've got Dutch, Goofy, Christopher Walken. That sounds like a person I want to meet a Dutch, Goofy, Christopher Walken someday. All right, here we go. Players, are you ready?
Yes!
And begin.
So there they were up at the top of the sandy hill. There, Jasmine, Jen, and Jake all together. And Jake said to the ladies, he said, I think we need to have a competition. We do.
And then one thing we should do next is maybe skip the tea and perhaps, have a little bit of a ski competition and see what happens.
Of course. Between the three of us, we sure could have a ski competition. I would love to win, said Jake.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, and they were off. They were zipping and weaving down there the Swedish slopes.
His dance was so good! I was mesmerized!
Christopher Walken disappeared. Robert is
Out there.
All right, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna make this last round the rhyming round. All right, so we've got Jake, we've got Jasmine, and we've got Jen. And we're gonna find out what happens. But it's gotta go like this: a ba da 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 rhyme, a ba da 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 better also rhyme. All right, here we go. Players, you ready?
Yes!
And begin.
Jen had had enough. She was tired. So Jake said, that's all right. I've also expired.
So they got back to the lodge and took a rest. And Jake looked around and said, who's the best?
Is it me? Wondered Jen. Is it you? She said again. Jake said, nay, I think not. So Jen said, well, you forgot.
You forgot that I was your girlfriend from the past.
And so now, this conversation is our last. Jasmine looked on with fright.
And that's when Jake gave her a big bite. He grabbed her arm and said, you're mine.
And Jasmine said, we're out of time. Jake went, wait, this has gone too far.
That's when he popped in a copy of Return of Jafar. Everyone's favorite Disney movie, it's true.
Everyone's favorite except for you. Jasmine said, let's take a breath.
Because I'm on my last guess.
No! Jasmine can't suddenly develop a lisp. He is out of there. And Jake and Jen ended up together. All right, in this next game is a game called Blind Line, and I'm just going to send some players out of the room. Who will I be sending out?
I will volunteer!
All right, on 3, everyone say, players, get out of here. 1, 2, 3. Players, get out of here! right, so, what I need for all of you is I need you to start thinking of lines of dialogue that the players are going to use in this scene. So let me give you some ideas of how to inspire these ideas of these lines. These lines of dialogue could be famous lines from movies, like, we're going to need a bigger boat, or I'm the king of the world. They could be historical quotes, 407 years ago. Maybe these lines are lines from a song that can be spoken as their own thoughts, like, welcome to the Hotel California. Maybe these lines of dialogue are bumper stickers you've seen, or commercial slogans, where's the beef? Or maybe it's just something you've overheard recently. So, now I'm going to go out amongst you, and I need some lines of dialogue. Anybody over here have an idea? What's your idea?
Mama said knock you out.
Ooh, that's good. Mama said knock you out. Very good. And in the back, what we got?
Houston, we got a problem.
All right, Houston, we've got a problem. And you all said your hand up?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll never let go, Jack.
Okay, so I'm gonna take out the names so it applies to everybody, and just the line of "I'll never let go." Very good. What's your idea?
These pretzels are making me thirsty.
These pretzels are making me thirsty. And right there.
Never say never.
Ooh, never say never. And way in the back.
This one goes to 11.
This one goes to 11. Am I going too fast for you?
Nope, we're good.
All right, very good. What's your idea?
Don't squeeze the Charmin.
Okay. The next line is, don't squeeze the Charmin. All right, so I'm going to change it up a little bit here. Rather than lines of dialogue, what I want now are, you know how if you're reading a play or the script of a movie, there's stuff in there that's not instructions for the actors to say, it's instructions of things for them to do. We call it stage directions. So it's like, picks up a glass of water and takes a drink and then gasps and spits it out. Something like that. We want a stage direction of something they have to do. So who's got an idea for me? Right there.
Runs into a wall.
Runs into a wall. All right, right back there.
Weeps uncontrollably.
Good. Weeps uncontrollably. Who, you got one?
Gets down on one knee.
Ooh. Gets down on one knee.
Can't stop scratching his back.
Cannot stop scratching his back. And I'll take one more from right there.
Gets his finger stuck in his ear.
Gets finger stuck in ear. Very good. All right, give it up for yourselves. Those great suggestions. You did good. You did excellent. All right, so here's what's just about to happen. We sent the players out of the room so they cannot hear any of these lines of dialogue or stage directions I just got from all of you. In a moment, we're going to call them back in here, and they're going to be performing a scene. Now, wait. All right.
James was ready.
Yeah. All right. In a moment, we're going to call them back, and they're going to have to be doing a scene, but anytime they want, they can pick up one of these lines of dialogue. As soon as their eyes meet the page, they have to start saying that line of dialogue as though their character just suddenly thought to start saying it. And then they're all going to have to work together to make it make sense in the context of that scene. But first, let's get a quick review of these lines of dialogue from our players.
Hey! All right, we've got this one goes to 11. These pretzels are making me thirsty. Mama said knock you out. And then I've got the stage direction of runs into a wall, gets down on one knee, and gets finger stuck in ears.
And I have, Houston, we have a problem. Don't squeeze the Charmin. And the stage direction weeps uncontrollably in the direction of cannot stop scratching his back.
All right, very good. Give it up for the players, everybody. All right, so now what we need to do is call the players back in here. Now, we could shout out players come back, or we could shout out something else. Anybody else want to shout out something different? What do you want to shout out?
Dwayne Rock Johnson.
Okay. We're going to shout out Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson! Here we go. Let's go back amongst the rabble. From somebody over here, give me a relationship between two people, like a doctor and a nurse, or a patient. What did you say?
Lovers.
Lovers. Very good. And from somebody over here, give me something that is valuable to you, that is precious to you. What'd you say?
Diamond ring.
A a diamond ring. All right, the suggestion for the scene is lovers and a diamond ring. It writes itself. Here we go. Players, are you ready?
Yes!
And begin.
I'm almost done with this diamond ring for the lovers.
It's beautiful. I already know they're gonna love it.
I feel it is the best work I've ever done. Finished the award diamond ring.
You are a master. You are a master. Mama said knock you out. I'm just gonna come over there and I'm just gonna beat you over the head because you're just so good. That's what my mama said.
Your mother is always looking to hurt me in some way. I don't understand it. She's jealous of my gemology skills. It's not fair.
Mom's just a tough love kind of person.
Is this true? Don't sneeze. Don't squeeze the shaman. I think it's important when you're thinking about me, and you oftentimes see me as toilet paper. Please don't squeeze me.
Mama's here.
Mama!
Oh, baby, look at you. You look so good.
Do you see the beautiful diamond ring he's making for the lovers? Houston, we have a problem! Oh! I just knocked it down the sink! It's in the drain! Oh no! The lovers! The lovers! What are they going to do?
This is impossible!
It's impossible! I'm sorry, Mama!
What did you do to my son? What did you do to my son, baby? Did it hurt you? Because I'm ready to.
How can you honestly think that I was involved with this? You're thinking about this thing!
That makes me feel better because I feel like I'm gonna hyperventilate.
He's come. Oh, Mama is here. Mama is here. Mama is here.
My baby! Oh, hello, it is us, the lovers, and we are here to pick up our ring, yeah? Come with me, lover.
Willkommen bis hier.
We only patronize the German shop.
Oh, is this a bad time?
I unfortunately have the bad news. The mother showed up and pushed the diamond ring down this sink.
No.
That immediately feeds into another galaxy because this is gone.
Oh, no lie.
I'm sorry, lovers. It's my fault. This one goes to 11. My fault goes to 11. My fault is so terrible.
I thought that it would stop at 9. Goes all the way to 11.
All the way to 11.
It's my fault. I'm his mama.
Mama, as much as you terrify my little German brain, I wish to marry you. And what you may not know is, even though I am scared of you, I have prepared a diamond ring just to fit your chubby fingers.
I can't listen.
I do. I accept. These pretzels are making me
So earlier I said that there would be opportunities to volunteer to help out in a game. Now, before I open up to anybody, if there's anybody who happens to be here tonight celebrating something, like it's your birthday or your whatever party, we like to open up the opportunity to those folks first. Is there anybody here who's celebrating something that wants to volunteer to help out? Nobody has to. It's no pressure. If you want to, you can. Okay, so there's nobody volunteering. That's fine. That's not bullying. That's not volunteering. That's bullying. All right, so I'm gonna open up to everybody. Anybody? You come on up here. Yeah. Hey, say your name nice and loud for everybody.
I'm Brennan.
Give it up for Brennan. All right, hey, Brennan, you're going to go over there with the players. They're going to explain it to you while I explain the game to everybody in the... Audience! One more time, you the... Audience! Very good. So, for this game, somebody give me something that's fun to do. Like climbing a tree is fun to do. What else is fun to do? What'd you say right there? Playing baseball. All right, so the suggestion is playing baseball. In the game of moving bodies, what's going to happen is the players are going to be performing a scene. However, they cannot move their own bodies. Brennan is going to be providing the movement. They can talk and say their own words, but if they want to move, Brennan's got to turn their head. If they want to move their arm, Brennan's got to move their arm. If they want to walk, Brennan's got to make them walk, and so on. While they're explaining the game, let me give you some other brief First Coast comedy announcements. First of all, they let us have a website. We've got a website. That's right. It's firstcoastcomedy.com. That's where you can go to find out all about the different shows we do. That's where you can go to find out how to sign up for Improv Comedy 101. That is, if you're watching this and you're like, wow, that looks like a lot of fun. I wonder if they teach classes where I can learn those skills, make new friends, increase my creativity, reduce my stage presence thing, whatever that is, and my public speaking skills. Well, you should sign up for Improv Comedy 101, which is actually starting up on Tuesday. It's this next Tuesday. So if you want to jump on the train that'll change your life, sign up for Improv Comedy 101 before Tuesday. Do it! Do it! Do it! Very good. Also, so you guys are ready? All right, very good. In the game of moving bodies, with the suggestion of playing baseball with the help of Brennan. Players, are you ready?
Yes!
And begin.
A beautiful day for baseball with my favorite daughter. Gonna grab my mitt right in front of me. We're at the baseball diamond right now. Gonna grab my mitt. Yep, gonna put it on my right hand. I'm a left-handed thrower. Yep, gonna take my right hand and put it in the mitt. I'm holding the mitt with my left hand. My right hand goes in the mitt. I'm gonna put my hand in the mitt. There we go.
Dad, I just wish I could see you. I'm gonna look at you. I'm just gonna turn my head and look at you. Whoa. Wow. Here, I'm gonna come over there so that I can get a little closer and learn your pitching skills. Here I come. I'm on my way.
Honey, are you okay? You're walking kind of weird.
I just, calisthenics. Trying to get warmed up.
I thought it was because you wanted to be a catcher. That's okay, though.
Oh, well, that's a good idea. Truth be told, Dad, I'm pretty nervous about playing baseball today.
Oh, yeah, you're nervous. Oh, okay, well, here's the bat. Let's just take some practice swings real quick. It's right next to me. Well, behind me, actually. I'll grab the bat. There you go. Go ahead and take it.
Yeah, I'll grab it. One-handed.
Okay, you did such a great job walking over me. Now you got to step back, honey.
I'm going to step backwards. Here I go. All right, I'm going to put my other hand on the baseball bat. That one's on it.
All right, honey, you ready? I'm gonna take a step back, just a big step back to open up a little bit. Then I'm gonna grab this baseball right in front of me on the ground. I'm gonna bend over and reach down with my left hand, because I'm a lefty. Now I'm gonna wind up. I'm gonna pull the ball back, and you're gonna get ready to swing, honey.
All right, here we go.
Nope, that's my mitt hand. There we go. There's the ball throwing hand. Okay, I'm gonna wind up. I'm gonna spin my arm around real fast. Woo! One more time. I'm gonna release. Ah!
Here, I'm gonna swing.
lot of work to throw that one ball. That was not the one you wanted to miss.
I'm sorry. Here, let me get back in my position. We'll try again. Dad, I don't think I'm going to be any good at this.
Honey, you're just nervous. I get it's a new sport. Come here. Let me give you a big hug.
All right, first I'll put down my bat.
You're mad.
Yeah, I'm really mad.
Well, I thought you
I
wanted to
be
play
the
this.
best at baseball. Give me a bear hug.
Come here.
I'm here.
There you go. Listen. Smell this mint. Maybe the scent of leather. Maybe the scent of leather is what it takes to get your baseball spirits fired up.
Oh, I still feel rage, but it's like positive, motivating rage now.
Rage?
I can do it. I'm gonna win baseball.
Honey, you got a lot of rules to learn about baseball. Okay, well, how about some bubble gum, honey? That'll
Fine.
calm you down. I'll take the mitt out of your face.
Please. I've got bubblegum in my pocket. I'm just gonna pick it up, get bubblegum out of my pocket. I won the wrapper and all.
You're an animal.
And that's time! Hey, Brennan, you're not going home empty-handed. You're going home with a free pass to come back to a future show. Hey, Brennan, everybody. This next game, I actually need the players to go out amongst the groundlings. And find any open seat, because this is actually, I need 2 players to stay up here. So, give me a suggestion of something sort of serious, like, but not like super serious, right? But like a topic.
Going to court.
Okay, going to court. Going to court is a suggestion for this scene. And give me something that costs more than $100. A lawnmower. All right, and also stuff. All right, so your suggestions are going to court, a lawnmower, and stuff. In the game of heckler, here's what's going to happen. These 2 players are going to start performing a scene. The players in the audience, and only the players, none of you, are going to heckle the scene. They're going to make fun of the scene. And if their heckle makes anybody on stage laugh or break character, then that person has to leave. The person who did the heckle will come up here, and they will take over their character. All right, so, in the game of heckler, players, are you ready?
Yes!
And begin.
Now, I know you're my lawyer, you see, but I got a code. I can't be talking about things I can't be talking about.
Yeah, you're gonna have to snitch. Now you're gonna have to snitch, okay? All right, they got you dead to rights, okay? They're gonna put you away for 5 years for stealing a John Deere. All right, you wanna go away for 5 years now? You gotta flip on the whole ring. That's my advice to you.
5 years?
Yeah, they wanna stand you away for 5 years with your record.
That poor yellow stool.
I can't do 5 years in the clip, man. I can't do 5 years. The stools are too weak. I can't.
Well,
You gotta get me out of this.
Well, it's gonna cost you. It's gonna cost you if I'm gonna get you out of this.
I know all about cost. I lost my eye 10 years ago.
What do you want? How much? Name your price.
Oh,
Priceline.com.
I want 10,000 smackaroos. Not enough. I want 15,000 smickerdoos. More than that. And you better do my laundry for 10 years.
What? None of that is money.
Listen, you gotta pay the piper.
All right, I'll do it. I'll do it. Just don't want to go back to the clink for another 5 years.
You're doing laundry for 10. I can't and I won't. 5 years is too long.
He's safe. Too long. I can't do it.
He's out.
right away, okay? Because if you don't, you're in big, big trouble, buddy.
You're his attorney.
I've been there once before. It was the worst time of my life. The benches were terrible. They were cold. Cold steel.
Why is he leaning on the stool like that? Whatever it takes, I'll do it. I don't care. I'm Muggsy Bones. I can't go down for this. That John Deere. Yeah. It wasn't me.
Oh, now it wasn't you.
Listen, I believe you, but we gotta convince a jury, okay? Because if you go up there and you start just mouthing off and being Bugsy Wugsy and all that stuff, we're in trouble.
Muggsy Bones. Okay. All right, I'll be straight. I'll be cool.
That's all I can ask.
Let's go to the courthouse.
Let's
Out of
go
this
to the
situation.
court. You take that door, I'll take this.
I told you we take different doors.
Yeah, you know, it's good. Client and criminal.
Until proven guilty.
Yep.
Welcome to the Jacksonville County Courthouse. How can I help you?
I wanted to introduce you to a stenographer so you didn't get distracted by all the pecking that happens during a court case.
Oh, what?
I appreciate that.
Whoa.
So serious.
Listen, I'm just here to keep the records, all right?
And the record is this: I'm innocent. I ain't steal no John Deere.
Listen, Bugsy, it's my job to say that all the time, not you. I'll take care of it.
Where's the judge? Where is the judge?
And the so, there's another chance, everybody. If you've been wanting to volunteer, shoot up a hand. Well, you already volunteered. Come on up here, yeah! And say your name nice and loud for everybody here.
Sophia.
Give it up for Sophia! All right, hey, players, can you get up in the what you got position and teach Sophia the game? All right, so this next game is a dance battle. It's a dance-off. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to get suggestions from all of you, and the players are going to have to make up dances based on those suggestions. You've seen dances like this where they're based on things like the shopping carts, or the sprinkler, or the running man. They're going to be making up brand new dances just for you. And by the way, these are not proprietary dances. If you want, you can remember them and take them to the club and use them. All right, so James, drop a beat for me. All right, from somebody over here, what's your real life job?
Accountant.
An accountant. All right. These are going to be all the accounting-based dances. Animals start. Here we go. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Capitalizing assets, capitalizing assets, capitalizing assets. What you got?
Closing the books! Closing the books! Closing the books! What you got?
Adjusting the balance, adjusting the balance, adjusting the balance. What you got?
General ledger! General ledger! General ledger! What you got?
Working on my 10 key, working on my 10 key, working on my 10 key. What you got?
I'm a CPA! I'm a CPA! I'm a CPA! What you got?
I'm a CFO, I'm a CFO, I'm a CFO. What you got?
I'm a UFO! I'm a UFO!
Wait, is that not accounting?
They will. This team will have to rotate. Everybody stand here with me. They will have to rotate. Who would have thought those two would know so much about
I
accounting?
have a degree in it.
I don't.
All right, from somebody in the middle area, what's an activity that you really enjoy? We already had baseball. What's another activity? From that hand back there. Brennan. Slip and slide. All right, so I guess these are going to be all the slip and slide bass dances. Adam will start. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, go.
Unravel Unwrapping the dish soap, unwrapping the dish soap, unwrapping the dish soap. What you got?
I'm rolling out the mat. I'm rolling out the mat. I'm rolling out the mat. What you got?
Bird in my belly, bird in my belly, bird in my belly. What you got?
Setting up the hose. Setting up the hose. Setting up the hose. What you got?
Putting on the band-aids, putting on the band-aids, putting on the band-aids. What you got?
Inviting the neighbors. Inviting the neighbors. Inviting the neighbors. What you got?
Watching the neighbors, watching the neighbors, watching the neighbors.
That's it.
They didn't get invited.
Too creepy. His team will. From somebody over here, what's a franchise that most people are aware of? Like maybe a movie franchise or any kind of franchise? Ooh, I heard Star Wars most loudly and clearly first. And we will start with Jazz. 5, 6, 7, go!
I am your father.
I am your father! I am your father!
What you got?
Got my lightsaber! I got my lightsaber! I got my lightsaber! What you got?
You're our only hope. You're our only hope. You're our only hope. What you got?
I'm going down the trench! I'm going down the trench! I'm going down the trench! What you got?
It's a new galaxy. It's a new galaxy. It's a new galaxy. What you got? It is. It's in what?
It's not a new galaxy, it's just far away.
Quite a
They will. It's a rather old galaxy. All right. Once again, I'm going to go all the way to the back over here. Give me another, maybe like a movie that like most people here have seen. The Hunger Games. The Hunger Games. All right. Johnny will start.
I volunteer as tribute! I volunteer as tribute! I volunteer as tribute! What you got?
Shoot the bow and arrow. Shoot the bow and arrow. Shoot the bow and arrow. What you got?
I am Katniss! I am Katniss! I am Katniss! What you got?
Gather supplies.
Gather supplies! Gather supplies! What you got? I'm so hungry! I'm so hungry! I'm so hungry! What you got?
Beep beep dried. Beep beep dried. Beep beep dried. What you got?
I think Philip Seymour Hoffman! Philip Seymour Hoffman! Philip Seymour Hoffman! What you got?
PETA is sad. PETA is sad. PETA is sad. What you got?
We got 3 movies! We got 3 movies! We got 3 movies!
What a franchise is coming through. All right, get it over. Rotate, and that's time. Give it over the players, everybody. Somebody will bring you a prize momentarily, but one more time. Give it over to Sophia. Got remember the box too. Okay. All right, so that brings us to a very important part of our First Coast Comedy main event, and that is in just a moment. We're going to go to our very brief intermission. And during intermission, you got a number of choices. You can go through those doors, and there's restrooms, one to the right, one to the left. Don't be fooled, there's 2 of them, not just one. Also, you can go visit Steve at the bar. He's got beer and wine and soda and snacks. Just make sure that when you interact with Steve, you appreciate Steve in a way that Steve will appreciate, and in a way that if Steve invests wisely, will appreciate over time. You know what I mean? Tip him. Because, Steve, how many kids you got? 8 kids. So tip him. Also, once again, you can visit our website. There you can find links to follow us on all the various social medias, Instagram, Facebook. You can like and subscribe and follow our YouTube or Rumble channel, so when you're not here, you can watch the show, because if you notice, you look around, there's cameras. We stream these shows. You can enter your suggestions into the chat, and we'll be using some of the suggestions from the chat in the second half of the show. So in any case, we will see you after this very brief First Coast Comedy main event intermission! Hey, you made it back. Give it up for yourselves. You did it. You did it. right back into the action here. And if there's anybody who has been dying to volunteer, who wants to volunteer, this is your next opportunity. Actually, before we do that, actually, Madeline, you wanted to point something out.
Yeah, I want to say something so fast. Hey, everybody, I'm Madeline. What's up? I've been in this show. What's up? Hey, so because I'm 8.5 months pregnant, I have 10 people visiting me tonight. So I just want to shout out like most of row 2 and 3. This is our business, so it's a small family-owned business. So it's great to have family in town, but also. My Nana celebrated her birthday yesterday, and I'd really like to bring her up here if that's okay. But she's using the restroom right now. So, Nana, can you come up here for a second? Hey, you missed I actually just gave a really long, sentimental, sweet speech about how much I love you. You missed it. But we prepared just a little something for you for your birthday. Would you have a seat? Thank you. I thank you guys all for humoring us. It's just, All right, you guys. So her name is Mary. Is everybody ready? Mary. All right, everybody ready? Okay, good. This is your birthday song. Isn't very long.
We bring it to that point where if anyone has been wanting to volunteer but hasn't gotten the chance yet, anybody? I'm looking. Do it. All right, come on up here. There's going to be a lot of moving around in this game. So I tell you what, why don't you go over there with Adam? He's going to explain the game to you. And let's get my first 2 players up here. So this is a game called 3 Rooms. From anybody over here, give me just a room in a house. Living room. A living room is your suggestion. Next 2 players. All right, we got Jess and Robert. Give me another, but like a fancier kind of room. Maybe it's not in the house. It's a different kind of room.
Ballroom!
A ballroom. All right, ballroom. And rotate. All right, and let's get our volunteers.
He's ready.
He's ready. Face towards the audience so they can see your face. Now, hey, and say your name nice and loud for everybody.
Davis Nicholas Van Sicklen.
Okay. And your social security number? No, don't do that. No. It's Davis, everybody. Give her Davis, everybody. All right, give me like a fantasy or science fiction location.
The Great
Tatooine.
Ooh, give me. Well, so like, I want to get more specific. That's like a whole planet. What's that?
Heaven.
Oh, hold on. Okay, so like a kind, like it's not like from a specific franchise, but like a kind.
The evil laboratory.
Ooh, an evil laboratory. Very good. All right, very good. All right, let's go over there. He's ready. All right, so in the game of 3 rooms, what's going to happen is the players are going to be performing a scene. 2 of the players are going to be in their room. We're going to start with the living room scene. Their scene will be happening, and then I'll say switch, and then we'll see a scene that is in the next location. But that scene has to begin with the previous line of, or the last line of dialogue from the previous scene. And then we'll switch to the next scene, and that scene has to begin using the last line of dialogue from the previous scene, and so on and so forth. All right, so let's get a quick review of our locations.
Living room.
And
Ballroom.
and
Evil laboratory!
Where science comes to life.
Alex, I think he's after your job.
their scene has a marketing slogan. All right, so we're going to start in the living room. Players, are you ready?
Yes!
And begin.
Johnny, I can't believe that you broke all of this precious china my mother gave to us.
didn't like it. It was old. It was fragile. I just figure plastic's fine.
It's not fine for special occasions.
Yeah.
She gave us this cup, this one right here for our wedding, and it's in 3 pieces.
Yeah, so you give it back to her 3 times over.
What?
Yeah, it's a gift that keeps on giving.
It's a gift that keeps on giving. Switch.
It's the gift that keeps on giving. Welcome to the ballroom. Yeah.
This is not what I expected.
This is one of those Zorba balls, but for a very short person.
I fit the bill.
You would be that person.
I fit the bill. Switch.
I fit the bill, Professor Davis, as your new assistant in your evil laboratory where science comes to life.
We need we need a science.
Yes.
project So we need a science project so we can find a way to make infinite Oreos.
Infinite Oreos. You're a genius.
You're a genius.
You're a genius. You'll figure out some way to cover it all up and make sure your mother's still okay with everything.
Just because I have an IQ of 170 doesn't mean I can make precious china look perfect when you put it back together. You always do this, Johnny. I'm sick of this. I'm leaving you.
No. Switch.
That's an egg. This is a ballroom.
It's the same shape.
It's not. That is oblong.
It's round at certain angles. I just thought I could bring something into the ballroom that was also like a ball.
I'm just concerned at what laid an egg that size.
Well, we just wait a few minutes. The mother will come back.
If we just wait a few minutes, the mother will come back.
If we just wait a few minutes, the mother will come back and refill all these cookies on the tray, sir.
Wait. This has a plan. It says. Wait, it says nothing.
It says nothing. Switch.
It says nothing. It's the cat that I got to replace you when you left. It says nothing.
I've been gone for less than a week. I just came back to pick up more boxes and you've already replaced me with a cat. That's low even for you.
That's low, even for you. Switch.
That's low. Even for you.
I just wanted to be a part of the whole thing, and I stooped to a level I'm not proud of.
Yeah. Who breaks ball bearings into a ballroom? It's a hazard.
It's a hazard. Switch.
Oh no! Our project!
It's a hazard.
It's a hazard.
We need to fix this!
Oh, we gotta fix this.
How else?
Is it fixed, Professor?
No, yes!
It is.
We need more Oreos!
We need more Oreos. I built you an Oreo time machine. Professor, come back to the future. Oh, wait, you're covered in all this Oreo filling. No, it was all part of your plan.
It was all part of your plan. Switch.
It was all part of your plan. Get me to leave you just so you could get a cat.
Because you were allergic, you never would let me get one.
Because you were allergic, you never would let me get one.
It's because you were allergic, you never let me get one.
Now, that's not fair. Most people aren't allergic to marbles. I didn't anticipate it.
You got a rash all over your arms. I'm so sorry.
You have a rash all over your arms.
You have a rash all over your arms.
Oh, shoot!
No!
And that's time! Dave, we're gonna play another quick improv game called Stand Still for a Moment. All right, without looking in the box, we're gonna count down from 3, and you each get to pick a prize out of here. All right, don't look inside. Yeah, all at the same time. Okay, and on 3, we'll all count together. Here we go.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah! You got the sunglasses. All right, give it up for them, everybody. You got the sunglasses. If you can raise your eyebrow, you'll just be just like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. All right, that brings us to a very important part of our show, and that is our last game of the evening. But, like I said, we're here every single Friday and Saturday at 7:30. And if you're over 21, you can come to the late show. It's at 10 o'clock. All right, so for this game, I need to send 2 players out of the room so they cannot hear anything. Who am I sending out?
Me!
1 and 2. All right, on 3. Everyone say goodbye, Adam and Robert. 1, 2, 3. Goodbye, Adam and Robert. They're never coming back. All right, so in this game, I need to get a whole bunch of suggestions from all of you. So, from anybody over here, let's see. There's certain activities we already talked about. We talked about baseball. What's an activity?
Lawn darts.
Lawn darts. Very good. All right, from anybody over here, give me another activity we haven't talked about yet. What did you say with it? Ooh, riding a roller coaster. I also heard somebody say cornhole, like that game of the bags and the yard game. Yeah, all right. So we'll say that. And from somebody over here, give me an activity you do around the house.
Vacuum.
Ooh, vacuuming. All right, vacuuming. These will be our 4 activities. Now we're gonna make these a little bit more difficult. What was that first activity?
Lawn darts.
Playing lawn darts. All right, so when you play lawn darts, obviously you have your very dangerous lawn darts that you're throwing. But we're going to be saying instead of throwing lawn darts, they're throwing something that's alive. What is it?
Iguana.
Okay, well, because it's all pantomime, I'll take it. It's babies. But in lawn darts, there's like a circle you have to land them inside of, right? The target that they're aiming for is something that when a baby lands on it, it would land very safely. I heard. All right, I heard from over here. I heard Jello. All right, so it's just a big tub of Jello, and the baby's very happy. It's shallow enough for the baby to be fine. All right, but they're not playing this game of lawn darts in a lawn. Once again, we shall go way back here. They're playing it at what chain establishment?
Olive Garden.
At an Olive Garden. Playing lawn darts at an Olive Garden. All right. So what was the next activity?
Riding a roller coaster.
They're riding a roller coaster. All right. The roller coaster cart that they're in is something that would be very small and uncomfortable to try to sit in.
Hamster ball.
And a hamster ball. Very good. And the track is made of it's made of spaghetti. And a hamster ball on spaghetti. And all of the other people on the roller coaster are a bunch of clones of what celebrity? Oh, I heard somebody say Taylor Swift. All right, what's the next thing? Cornhole. They're playing cornhole. All right, I'm going to say they're playing cornhole against Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And the bag that they're throwing is something that would be very heavy or cumbersome, or you just wouldn't want to touch. Anvils. Very good. All right. And the target they're aiming in is the mouth of what animal?
Donkey.
It's a donkey. They're throwing anvils towards the donkey's mouth. All right, that one's got 3 changes, right?
Yes.
All right, what's another activity?
Last one is vacuuming.
Vacuuming, very good. All right. We're going to say they're not vacuuming up dirt and debris. They're actually vacuuming up an intangible, like freedom or happiness or...
The universe!
Depression!
They're vacuuming up depression. If only. But they're vacuuming up instead of a vacuum that's vacuuming up the depression. What is it?
A unicorn.
It's a unicorn. That kind of makes sense, right? The unicorn is vacuuming up the depression, they're vacuuming up the depression at what famous location?
Disney World!
Okay, they're vacuuming up the depression at Disney World with a unicorn. All right, give it up for yourselves. Those great suggestions. All right, so here's what's going to happen. We sent the players out of the room so they cannot hear any of the suggestions I just got from all of you. In a moment, we're going to call them back into the room. Their teammates here are going to have to get them to not just guess what these activities are, they actually have to get them to do these bizarre activities. Now, to make it even more difficult, they can only give them hints and clues using 2 tools. Those tools are gibberish and mime. Gibberish is gobbledygook nonsense, words that don't actually mean anything. Like how the minions talk. And mime is, it's a French martial art. And if they successfully get them to get the things, we'll all be amazed. So, and also, they're not playing for nothing. Just like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson might be, they're playing for the First Coast Comedy Championship title. All right, so let me get a quick review of these activities from Madeline.
Hey! All right! We may present these to you in a different order, but I'm going to present them to you now in the order I wrote them down. So, we got lawn darts, but the darts are babies, the lawn is Jell-O, and they're at an Olive Garden. Everybody say one. One! Good. Next, we got riding a roller coaster, but the cart is a hamster ball, the track is spaghetti, and the other people on the roller coaster are Taylor Swift, just a bunch of Taylor Swifts. Everybody say 2. 2! Then we got cornhole, but they're playing against the rock. The target is the mouth of a donkey, and the bag is a bunch of anvils. Everybody say 3. 3! And finally, we got vacuuming, but the dirt they're vacuuming up is depression. They're using a unicorn, and it's all happening at Disney World. Everyone say, makes sense, makes sense.
All right, now all we need to do is call the players back in here. So on 3, everyone... Oh, wait, I gotta take that down off the screen so they can't see it. Very good. Very good. All right, now we call them back in here. So on 3, everyone say, players, come back. 1, 2, 3. Players, come back.
There's a window there.
All right, tell you what, Robert, you're going to go first. All right, so in the game of 4 things, players, are you ready?
Yes!
Audience, are you ready?
Yes!
Davis, are you ready?
Yeah?
Cool! All right, and players, begin!
Oh, yeah. It's gonna be giddy. Oh! Yes, you go get it.
All right.
Let's go, why did Let's go, what? Let's go, why did Let's go, why did Let's go, why did
Come on, get out.
Let's go, why did
All right, Robert, what are you doing?
Okay, I'm playing lawn darts.
Yes.
Yeah, but the dart is a baby. Yeah, and that target that I'm aiming for is made of jello.
Yeah.
And then I'm playing lawn darts at the Olive Garden.
All right.
Where science comes to life.
All right, Adam, you got your work cut out for you. Here we go, players. Are you ready?
Yes.
And you guys.
Smoky smack a choke out of it. Choke about it. Choky baga ba. Bap bap bap. Jabba bap. Jobadado. Bado. Badap bap. Jado. Boing boing. Oh. Taba kaba kaba. Oh, bago. Shobigaba. Oh, ping. Oh. Boggy Dabado.
Y'all messed up.
All right, what is it?
I'm playing cornhole against the rock, but my beanbag is an anvil,
Correct.
and the cornhole thingy is a donkey's mouth. Just a donkey.
Yeah, it was a donkey mouth. You're right. All right, next activity. Robert, you are up. Players, are you ready?
Yes.
And begin.
Oh, let's go walk, keep it up, oh, let's go dabba dabba, he go. Let's go walk, dabba dabba, keep it up. Let's go walk, dabba dabba, rubba dabba dabba, rubba.
Oh, yeah, smoking.
Walk, dabba
Oh,
dabba,
him.
scuba dabba,
Yeah,
dabba. Let's go walk, dabba dabba, scuba dabba. Walk, dabba dabba, but to know that
you doing?
I'm vacuuming.
Correct.
But the dirt is melancholy.
Ooh, it's not melancholy.
We'll come
Continue.
back to that. The vacuum cleaner is a unicorn, and I am vacuuming him up the most expensive place in the world, Disney World.
Good. I'll give you one more guess for what the dirt is.
Depression.
All right, our final activity. He didn't get it right on the first guess. If you get this without having to do any corrections, Adam, you're the winner.
No surprise there, Alex.
All right, players, are you ready?
Yes!
And begin.
Ochi smako toki waga. Oh, ching ching. Oh, jabakuda.
Ching, 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 ching,
Chung 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 chung.
Oh.
Bago dogi ya. Oh, my joke. What's up, Baba? Shabagaba. Baba. Dum 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 dum. Bigadona? Bogijado? Oga? Jobajo? Oh, choba, 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 choba. Zero. Oh, jabba gabba. Babo? Babo bo. Bogat. Bogat togeda. Baba? Oh, Adam, bogat chapa. Joba? Gabo? Ah, sugidado. Oh, clue. Joba. Joba. Chobi? Oh. Oh, Jababo.
Blah 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 blah.
Joba. Bogidado. Oh, oh. Come on, come. Jabba. Scooby.
And then
Go. Abba. Oh, Jabba. Bo, 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 bo. Jabba. Ogiba. Just give it up. Wow.
If you can get it without any corrections,
Cool.
any second guesses, you win.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so I'm riding a roller coaster.
Yeah.
The rails are made out of spaghetti.
Yeah.
I'm riding with Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
And my car is a hamster ball.
Hey, give it up for the players, everybody. And hey, give it up for everybody who volunteered tonight. Hey, there are a few ways that you can, if you enjoyed the show you saw tonight, there's definitely some ways that you can help us out because not everybody knows that First Coast Comedy is here. We've only been here for like a year and 3 months, and sometimes people don't know that it exists. One of the things you can do is you can go on any of the places people leave reviews, and you go ahead and leave a review. You can leave a review on Google, or where we really need reviews right now is TripAdvisor. So if you have a TripAdvisor account, go ahead, leave us a 5-star review. If you're thinking about leaving a 4-star review, forget I said anything. Forget I mentioned it. Also, if you enjoyed the show and you want to help spread the word, the best form of advertisement is word of mouth. So if you enjoyed the show, please, please, please tell a friend. If for whatever reason you did not enjoy the show, please, please, please don't talk about that. Say that. Lastly, real quick, everyone, you know how sometimes Oprah would be like, look under your chairs? Everyone take a moment to look under your chair. It's the trash you left there. Please make sure you pick it up and deposit it into the trash and recycle on your way out. Thank you very much. We have been First Coast Comedy. Have a great night!
Let's give it up for your players. Adam Fingman, Jess Laxer, Johnny Kalinowski, Madeline Gridlett, Robert Reed, and your host, Alex Grindeland.